Alrighty, we are live, and we are gonna get started working on the travel poster. So I did a sketch earlier today. This is the rough guideline of what I'm gonna be doing. So this is a commission for my god sister, my dad's goddaughter. So I guess god sister, I don't know, Aranka, and. Yeah, so this is the car and her husband. This is the Ferrari. I know nothing about cars or anything, but this is what we're doing. Gonna have him leaning on the car there. And yeah, so I think we're gonna start with the text, because that's always my favorite part, or one of my favorite things to do is work on custom text. So prior to the stream, I got everything ready in here, and just laid out some guides so that I can get started on this. So here we go. This is the kind of look for the text that I'm going for. So okay, 60 point. Sort of laying out the basic lines right now, so I'm gonna have the verticals be thicker and the diagonals be thinner. So let's see. Do 20. So we'll make it half the width. Seems good. Everything's gonna be kind of sloppy right now, but clean it up a bit. Talking into one, but hey. Get some practice in. Sure, I will retell all of this information once someone gets here, but whatever. Okay. So try and reuse this angle for everything. Yeah. I'll have to for a little bit. Okay. As you can see already, very rough guidelines for what I actually am going to. Oh, you know what? We're going to change this angle, actually, on all of them. Too steep, I think. This is basically how I work. Especially when I'm doing text, I do a lot with just simple lines at first. I'll go back and clean. Can't remember what I've done. Okay. Got a new microphone set up. I got a shock mount for my microphone so that when I'm touching the table, I'm not shaking the microphone. So far, so good. Added a some extra filters on it as well to make it less noisy. I kind of want the C and the O's to be perfect circles because I like that look. So all of this is gonna have to move. Let's see here. You can see my blue guideline at the top and the bottom. That's what I'm using for sort of like the baseline. Or the baseline will be there, but when you're using doing curved shapes, you want to make sure that you extend a little above the maximum height and a little below the baseline or the minimum height, because if it lines up perfectly, it ends up looking smaller than it actually is. So you give it just a little bit extra. Okay. I know this looks really sloppy at the moment, but just trust me that this will get better. Okay. Because I like the idea of these curved letters hiding behind the angled letters. And then this is a guide. Again. trim this circle. The exact same point above, below. Not enough. Take off a lot more than that. Okay. There. That's about right. Okay. So now we can start cleaning this up. We're gonna take the, actually, we're gonna make a copy of it first. Anytime you're working on something that you might go back on, it's always good to have a working copy off to the side. Oh, welcome, Johnny. Thank you. I'm glad it looks good. How's the microphone sound? Hopefully okay. Okay. Because we're going to, yeah, like I said, you want to have a working copy because I just expanded all of those strokes and now they are not editable as lines anymore. So, now we are going to start joining these together and fixing any extraneous points. Join that M together. That is my god sister's husband. This is a commission from her for a travel poster. So that's the car I'm doing, and he's going to be leaning on it for the, based off of like a Monaco Grand Prix type poster. Okay, so let's remove this point and this point. This point. Oh. Oop. That point. That. So here. You can see, change the color here, we got a very nice, oh, we got a nice M. Look at that. Okay, so now I want to trim part of this O off. We'll bring this in behind, actually. Okay. We're going to do that. Move over that amount. Cut that. There. Got an O. Get in behind the M. Okay. Let's join that. Where'd I go? There we go. So Johnny, I was saying I got a shock mount for my microphone so that when I'm working on my desk, it's not picking up on the mic. I added some extra, like some compression and a limiter and a noise gate on it, so should be pretty clean. I'm pretty happy with it. I did a bunch of tests and it seemed to be running all right, so okay. And I don't know what you would consider this. More booms, excellent. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I've got a blue Yeti, which is wonderful. Okay. This is like semi, I guess like sort of a, I don't know what I'm what's Art Deco? Sort of an Art Deco style for these words. Okay. Earlier I said that you want to extend this below, but because we are cutting it off, we're gonna bring this up. So that it's flat there, but on the top we're gonna keep it above, and we're gonna do the same here. Fine. Bring that over. Oops, 30 point to match the width of the angled strokes. Okay. What's that? I don't know. I gotta bring this over. I think we need to see. Art Deco is like 1920s kind of style. Great Gatsby type looking stuff, you know. That's good. I see. So I should bring this up there. Okay. I think. Pretty happy with that. Okay, so I want that to be the full width, or at least that width on the poster. Cool. I like that. Okay. So now, this here, January 15th, 1981. That is this gentleman's birthday. That's his birthday coming up, and that's what this poster is for. So, these are just gonna be pretty plain. Terms of design. I try not to use fonts. Johnny, you're just playing dumb with me now. I try not to use fonts as much as I can when I'm doing custom stuff. I think that it adds a little extra if you're doing custom typography for it. And I like doing it, so might as well, you know? Okay. There we go. J. Beautiful. Beautiful. Bring this up. Curved again. The curve of the J, I want to come a little bit below the baseline, because if it's locked up with the baseline, it will seem shorter than it actually is. Okay. Something has happened and you can't see anything. Oh. Sorry about that. I somehow moved the window and it messed up, so it should be back now. Sorry about that. Okay. So, I'm doing kind of, well, for all my A's, I'm not doing the crossbar. I don't know if I have a reason for that, but that is what I am doing. Okay. I think I kind of want to have nice angular points on all of these letters. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm not quite sure what happened. Well, I know what happened, but I don't know how I managed to do it. Okay. Sorry you have to live with him, Aaron. Okay. Yeah, so this sort of classic travel posters tend to come from 20s, 30s, 40s era. I think Art Deco falls into that wheelhouse pretty well. But again, I don't know whether this would be considered Art Deco, but I like it. Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? Buffalo Bills won their first playoff game since 1995. I know I'm amped up about that. So nervous the entire game. Spent most of the fourth quarter standing in front of the television rather than sitting. Like when the Raptors won the championship, I stood the entire fourth quarter, and it felt like it went on for an eternity. Okay. All these lines I'm extending above because I'm gonna flatten them above the top line there. So I want to make sure that I have the angle extended, or the line extended all the way past it, so that when I cut it off, I don't have to putz with the angle. You watching Deepwater Horizon with Mark Wahlberg? I don't even know what that is. I'm assuming that's about the oil spill? Did he stop it? Are we safe now? They did put the ball in the thing, and the other team was not able to as much as the Bills, which made me very happy. Saw a thing. The last time the Bills won a playoff game was in 1995, and it was against the Dolphins. They played. So it was Dan Marino was the quarterback still, so that gives you a good idea of how long it's been since the Bills have won a playoff game. And the current quarterback, Josh Allen, was born in 1996, so he has never seen the Buffalo Bills win a playoff game, but he made it happen. How many people we got here? 3 people. Lovely. People trying to talk to me on... Oh. Hey. Dan, thank you for popping in. Mark Wahlberg blew up the oil rig to stop John Malkovich from taking over the world. I think at this point we just need to let John Malkovich take over the world. Why not? I feel like there's a lot of plans to stop him in every movie. Just let him do it. When did that movie come out? I have never heard anything about this movie. Deepwater Horizon. Was it shortly after the thing? Okay. This lo-fi channel on Pretzel, it's amazing. For those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, I'm using an application called Pretzel, which does royalty-free, attribution-free music for streamers so that they don't get copyright strikes. And it is a very valuable service. And honestly, it's pretty good. Sometimes I listen to it just when I'm not even streaming, because it's just like, hey, I could use some instrumental lo-fi music. They have stuff other than the lo-fi, but that's all I listen to. Okay. So that 9 I'm gonna have go a little below the baseline. That's a pretty common thing for numerals. How do I want this 8 to look? Don't know. Seems squashed. Do I have the 8 come above the baseline? Or the upper, what do you call it? I don't know. The top line? Yeah, why not? The 9's going under, the 8's going over. Beautiful. Okay. So now we are going to make a quick copy of this. Pull it over so that we have the working copy in case we need it. Project, expand. Fill and stroke. So I'm using a window capture rather than a screen capture because it just pulls in the window in Illustrator. It doesn't pull in the menus. I don't know, like when I open it, you know, to go get a command or whatever. I don't know whether that's valuable. I don't know whether people are using this as like a learning thing or whether it's just like, hey, this goes drawing, let's watch. But if you feel it would be helpful to see what commands and menus I'm using, let me know. Take this song. So I've been making GIFs quite a bit lately. It has been a lot of fun. It is. I used to do animation a little bit when I was... that Y is no good. I do not like that Y. Okay. That Y's gotta come further down. I used to do animation here and there when I was younger. Fun. So I haven't done it in a while, but it's fun putting the GIFs together. I haven't really done anything too crazy. The most involved one I've done is the little running animation you can see on the sidebar there. Yeah, I had one of my GIFs. One of my GIFs was trending on Giphy, apparently. So, like, if you create a Giphy account and upload 5 GIFs, you can then get verified. And then once you're verified, you can search by your Giphy username in any Giphy GIF search. I feel like I'm saying GIF a lot. One of which being the sticker search on Instagram. And my little sparkle graphic that I made was trending yesterday. That was pretty cool. I don't know if it was exclusively because of me, because I used it in 3 story posts in a row, but who knows? Okay. So, we've got all of this text looking how I want it to. This J, I'm gonna square off that. There. Okay. So now kerning is when you add spaces between letters. And it is a very exact science. I am going to fake it. I'm just gonna get me close enough and then I'll tweak it once it's done. So what I'm gonna do is all of these letters are their own element. I'm gonna go into align to selection and distribute spacing, and horizontally distribute them. So that spaced everything nicely, but identically. That's kind of difficult to see the difference between January and 15. What we're gonna do, bring the comma over, bring this over here, sort of horizontally space it between there, turn off the bottom layer. There we go, that's where we're at right now. So I'm gonna clear some of these guides. And lock those again. This will go up here. There is our header. Beautiful. That looks pretty nice. I think I'm gonna tweak this 1981 a little bit. Bring the comma closer to the 15. Over a little. There we go. There is the header for our travel poster. And yes, shout out to Scribbleman. That is a comic I did when I was a kid. And also going into high school, basically. I always thought that I would revisit Scribbleman. I don't know if I ever will. But it's a lot of fun. Maybe I'll do a Scribbleman gift. Not a gift. Scribbleman is a gift. This all. 80. Seems to be going alright. My CPU is okay. So let's keep going here. Let's do some more text down here. We did... It was 30. Above for the angled lines. So we'll use that for, because I want this to be a little smaller. We'll use that for the vertical lines here, and for the horizontal we'll go half of that and do 15. Go. So this poster, or this car, this gentleman's dream car. So the poster is to, you know, it's an aspirational thing, I guess. I am not going to pretend like I didn't trace the car, but I wanted to get it as close to realistic as possible, and I felt that the only way I could do that would be by tracing it. So don't tell the cops. Okay. I'm gonna do the same sort of deal as I did above, where we'll have on the right hand side, or left hand side, we'll have the thicker stroke, and on the right hand side we'll have thinner. And again, this is going to look pretty dumpy until I start cleaning it up, so please bear with me. Thanks, Johnny. I knew you would understand. I'm really enjoying doing these streams. I said it last time, but it's like it's a it gets me motivated to actually do something. Because it's like, this is when I'm gonna do it. I am setting this time for me to work on this, so... Get to be in my nice basement. The one nice thing about working from is that it has forced me to, like, create an actual space for me to work. And, it's so nice to have just a nice setup, to have a somewhere that is enjoyable to go and work on something. Okay. Do I want... I'm gonna go a little higher with the middle line. I don't know. We'll see. We'll revisit that. It's an F. Okay. E. Thank you, Ferrari, for only having a handful of letters and not most of them. Makes my life easier. Okay. Come out to here. E-R-R-A-R-I. Okay, one more A. Let's take this one. Extend these down. Okay. Make a copy first. Object, expand, fill and stroke. Start putting these together. So what I'm doing is I'm selecting the shapes, and then in the Pathfinder I'm using the Unite option. It pulls all the shapes into one, all the individual shapes into a single shape. And from there I can go in with pointer, move them around, or with the add or delete anchor point tool to add or remove anchor points. Okay, so that's what I want to bring down to there. Oop. Okay. And I want this little line underneath to extend to the edge. Okay, there we go. Okay, for this R, flatten out this. one of the things that Illustrator added, and I'm not sure if it's this release, like the Creative Cloud release, or like one of the newer things they've added in Illustrator is if you have a line and you start moving the point, it will give you a guide to maintain the angle it was at, which is very helpful if you want to extend lines. Found it extremely helpful. I mean, you can eyeball it, and in most cases, no one's gonna do this, but I try to be as precise as I can. Especially if you're blowing up something, be pretty big. This is gonna be 18 by 24, so. Okay, we're gonna do same thing we did last time, where line to selection and distribute the spacing horizontally. And now, let's hide this. How are we looking? Nice. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I'm just gonna have a small... This will probably be smaller than I have it drawn here, but that's what I'm reading. Designed by Flavio Manzoni. Okay. Alrighty. Sorry, just checking my phone there. Okay. So. Do this. What was the stroke width I used for the January? 10 point. Okay. That's what I'll use down here as well. 10 point strokes. I'm gonna do first, I've got these blue lines are my guides for the upper and lower boundaries, but what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna be using strokes to draw this, is move this up so that the edge of the stroke is on the upper boundary, and then put another guide where the actual line is, which runs through the middle. And that way, when I'm creating my characters, if I want something to extend to the baseline, I'll show you in a second. Let me just get this. So now I've got these extra guides. So if I'm doing a vertical line, I go from the top boundary to the bottom boundary, and it will stick between those. But if I'm on the top boundary and I create a stroke, it will put 5 points, because this is a 10 point stroke, it'll put 5 points above, 5 points below. So what I've done is add these extra guides, 5 points from the top and 5 points from the bottom, so that when I'm making my horizontal lines, I can have everything lined up nicely. And then for shapes like this D, I will create my vertical from these interior, or the extra guides that I added in. And then when I add my curve, the point will not extend past the baseline. And it also helps when you're making curves to set your handles for the curves as well. Okay. That. Designed. So I'm not trying to be too too dear with this text. One of the things I like the best about I like having sort of funky. What are you talking about? Zoom out words all the way out to the. Oh, these ones? Those are just copies of what I've made, just so that I can, just in case I mess something up, I have an extra copy before I, an extra copy that I can go back on. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I love weird letters. I love unique looking letters. I try to duplicate that in whatever designs that I'm doing. So, I mean, like, if you use a font, it's great and it's quick, but I don't know. I feel like there's, especially if it's a font that people use regularly, there's nothing really that will catch your eye. If you've seen that font 100 times or 1,000 times, it's not gonna, nothing's gonna surprise you. But if everything is done by yourself and a little bit wonky, those are the things you're gonna remember. Oh yes, I bought a book of typography from arcade games, so like 8-bit typography, and I ordered it right before the pandemic hit, and I never thought it was going to arrive, so I ended up, and then like I was trying to give the company the benefit of the doubt, and then I wanted to read the book, so after I think it was like 4 months, I was like, can you please just cancel my order? And they were giving me the runaround, but I figured that eventually they would come around and let me cancel my order. But then I ordered it myself again. By that point, it was in stock at Amazon because it was coming from an external seller. Long story short, I ended up with 2 copies of the book. So I gave Johnny one of them, and it is a great reference and really cool to see, because like all of those, it's like an encyclopedia of every bit of type that had been created for old arcade cabinets, and the majority of them are fitting in sort of like an 8x8 pixel square. It's really cool. The amount of detail that some of these designers were able to put into such a small space. Yeah, it's a really good flip through book. All right, designed. Okay. We'll use the E. The E is a basis for the B. I feel like 99% of working in Illustrator is just moving curved lines around these little handles. I like it. Okay. That's a good B. Why? I'm gonna try the Y like that. But if it's anything like I did above, I'm probably not going to like it with that. Who knows? Okay. Designed by Flavio. FL. Excited for this A and V because they will be inverted copies of each other. They will look very cool side by side. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Big fan of perfect circles as O's. They end up taking up a lot of space, is why most fonts do not use them. But when you're doing everything custom, you can design around it, you know? Okay. Alright. Also a very big fan of pointy edges on fonts. Futura has a lot of them, and I love it. But I didn't want, like I said, I didn't want to do a font or use a font, so here we are. Okay. Oh. This is gonna take a lot of tweaking. We'll get there. Okay. Copy that over there just in case. And object, expand, fill in stroke. Okay. Start pulling these together. So yeah, again, I'm just selecting any letters that have multiple components and using the Pathfinder to pull them together into one object. In and tweak any points that need to be tweaked. I said tweeted, but I meant tweaked. Okay. Moment of truth. Will I like this Y? I think it works there. I wouldn't like it. I didn't like it above, but I think it works here. I think what I'm gonna do with these angled ones is take the character beside it, match that angle. I like just putting little bits of interest into this, you know? Okay. AV. I-O-M. Okay. I think these will be touching each other. Well, we'll see. Once we space them all, they might not be touching each other. Okay. So let's hide the layer beneath. I think that's a little too big of a. I think the text is a little too big. So shrink it and then do our spacing. Guides, unlock guides. Let's get rid of some of these. Everything except for the bottom line. So that's where I want or the text to end up. I never watched American Horror Story. I'm a big baby when it comes to spooky stuff, so I don't know whether I would be able to. Okay. We're gonna shrink this to 3/4 of the size of what it is. Now we are going to spread it out. So with Illustrator, with the distribute spacing, it will take the leftmost and rightmost if you're doing horizontal, and then space everything in between the two. So you just have to get your first character in this instance and last character in the spots where you want them. Space them out. Okay.
Rather, it's about tending to the broken parts
inside
of ourselves. We create things as a reflection of this struggle.
You're going to manually move some stuff around because it doesn't make sense for this to be so far. This one I might have to do manually.
Which you constantly strive toward.
I think so.
This all comes from an understanding that ideas aren't static, but fluid, like water.
Kerning can be a real pain in the butt.
Like water.
When it's done right, it looks so good. When it's done badly, it is very obvious. Okay. Flavio. Yeah. With kerning, it's always, you know, you can do sort of auto kerning, which will move things around to the best, you know, based on like the extremity of this character to the extremity of the next character is now identical. But when you have, like with this O, especially with the Z, like there's so much negative, or Z, there's so much negative space between the O and the Z that you really need to have those characters closer together than you would with, say, two characters that are, like with this N and I. Okay. Okay. Got a pretty good look for the kerning for this word. I do want everything further apart, so now that I had it kerned, I added the identical amount of space between each letter going down the line. Okay, so it needs to be closer. Okay, this one I might just be able to fake. Yeah, that's the kind of spacing that I want. which I don't think I'm at in any of the other letters. So that designed I am happy with. I am happy with now. Flavio looks good, but it needs to be spaced further apart. So we'll go add 6 nudges between each letter. Should be... yeah, that should be okay. I'll add some more between Manzoni here. I'm gonna do 5 nudges here between each letter. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group each word and do the distribute horizontally again. That will give us perfect spaces, identical spaces between each word. There we go. That is all of the text done. This up a little bit. Gonna move this down here. And that is... that's the text for the poster. Pretty happy with that. Okay, so I'm gonna hide that text on my drawing just so that it's easier to see what I'm doing. Because as you can see, it is very different from what I actually drew out. Just gonna make a quick clipping mask here to only show the middle of my drawing. There we go. So that is what I need to draw now. Okay, so we will start with the dude. So this is gonna be similar to what I did last time. Basically, I'm gonna be drawing lines, tracing lines around everything that I've drawn here. And then I will be using the live paint tool to fill everything in. And again, this was a rough sketch. I mean, it's more detailed than I usually do. Way more detailed than last week, which I did in about 30 seconds before I started the stream because everything messed up. But, yeah, whatever, as I'm going, whatever I think needs to be added, like the spikes in his hair there, add them in. Okay. Okay. Eyebrows. The eyes I'm gonna do with line work later, so I don't need to add those in. Ooh. Okay. very easy to get into like a trance doing this stuff. Very zen. Just moving little points around. Okay. Mustache. Oop. Here. Fill in the bottom of the beard. Perfect. I should be using a color that is easier to see. There we go. Turn that to pink just so it's easier for everyone to see. So, did I do that for everything? Yeah, whatever. We will do a thicker line just so that you can see it better. Okay. So he's gonna be wearing like a racing suit. And from what I understand, he is Italian, so there's going to be the Italian flag stripes going down the side of the suit. I know so little about cars that when I got this commission, I was a little worried about it, but I figured, you know, you're never gonna learn unless you do things that you're not comfortable with. So we'll see how this turns out. So far, so good, I think. Nice thing about travel posters, one of the reasons I like drawing them, is that it's very similar in terms of, very similar to my style, of just like solid blocks of color. You know, there's not much in terms of line work to differentiate between things. Everything is done through color blocking, which I love. Why I like making these kinds of things. Yeah, I like classic travel posters. A lot of artwork for city pop albums, which is like Japanese. It was like it's a Japanese genre of music from sort of like their economic boom in the 70s and 80s. A lot of their covers had painted covers. The vaporwave aesthetic is very heavily based on city pop albums from that time period. And one of the most well-known artists that did a ton of covers is, I believe it's Hiroshi Nagai is his name. And he's still making art, and he's on Instagram, and you should definitely check him out, because he just does some amazing stuff. I think his handle is Hiroshi Penguin Joe. He goes by Penguin. he is Japanese and everything is in Japanese that he writes. So I mean, like, you're not gonna glean much from what is written there, but his art is amazing. So down this pant leg, we're gonna want some stripes. So we are going to use my blend trick. This will be the outmost stripe. Edge of the stripe on the other side. Okay, and then we're going to select both of those. Object, blend, and we want 2 lines in between. There we go. Now we will have perfect stripes all the way down the side there. But in order for it to work with live paint, we need to expand it. There we go. Okay. There we have our dude. Wonderful. Or at least the outline of his body and the color blocks. So this is the gentleman I'm drawing over here. I think that should be pretty close. And, you know, we'll add in more detail with line work and strokes and stuff, but how's everybody doing out there? Thanks for tuning in. Like I said last week that this is like therapy for me, and I would say that that is probably the case. Okay, start working on this car. So I'm going to be using live paint again. That's sort of my standard method for coloring in Illustrator. I'm going to use a bit of a different method in this, in that, like I said, with travel posters, they tend not to really have any line work or strokes around anything. Everything is done through blocks of color. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do the basic outline of everything that I need, and I'm going to color it in. Afterwards, I'm going to, once it's colored in, figure out where it is I need to add shadows to break things up. And then I'm going to go in and add all those additional lines on top, and then add them into the live paint so that I can add it into the paint. So that the nice thing about live paint is that it lets you it's fully modifiable even after you've created it, so that you can add additional lines into it, you can remove stuff, you can move things around, which is super helpful when you're just sort of trying to get a feeling for something, especially in instances like this where I'm not super familiar with, I don't really draw cars all that much, let alone sort of photorealistic cars, or not photorealistic, but like realistic looking cars. So like once I fill this in, it might look not right. I'm almost certain it will not look right. But I'll be able to go in and tweak as needed and add in additional stuff to hopefully get it to a point where it's looking pretty good. That is the goal. So again, I appreciate all of you coming out to watch the stream. Those of you that have, that are here. Last stream I did a time lapse after the fact overview of the entire stream. I'm gonna be doing that again. I think that's probably the path I'm gonna be doing. That is how I'm going to be operating on this YouTube channel. So I'll have my live streams every once in a while. It'll be 2+ hours long of me drawing in real time, and then after the fact, a 1 to 2 minute condensed version of the entire stream. And I've been putting those up on TikTok as well. I don't know if anybody uses TikTok, but Joe Gottli on TikTok. It's there. Thanks, Johnny. I appreciate it. I appreciate you tuning in, and I appreciate Aaron, you tuning in as well. Yeah, so this car, I printed out a photo of it to use. In Illustrator, I created a 12x18 graphic, put the car on there at the size that I wanted it to be on the poster, and then printed it out and then traced it. So like I'm doing a tracing of a tracing right now. So like, is that still a trace? I don't know. Does anybody really care? I don't think so. I think it would be worse if the car didn't look like it's supposed to, especially considering this is to be a specific car. At a glance, I would assume the gentleman who is getting this as a gift knows what it looks like, and at a glance would like to be able to say, hey, that's the car I like. So I wanted to really make sure that I got it looking close as possible. Okay. Yeah, a lot of... There's gonna need to be a bunch of swooshes and stuff on this to show panel lines and things, but otherwise it'll just look like a big red blob, which is fine. But I think it would, as it is the biggest thing on the poster and 100% in the foreground, it should probably be the most detailed as well. Okay. Good. Finally watching The Mandalorian. It is very good. I like it very much. Okay. I did something wrong here. That should not be colored in like that. This should be red. back there is black. Okay. Yeah, finished up the first season of Mandalorian and have moved on to the second, and I'm about halfway through, I think. It is very good. Jon Favreau seems to do nothing except good with every project he's involved with. Okay. So let's color just this in. And we'll color the background as its own separate thing. So live paint, make. So just like last time, anything that is supposed to be black, I will not be coloring in black. It will be a dark gray. If I need to add shadow to it, then the ability to do so. That windscreen. Yep. Okay. The top I can do. The windscreen I'll do a slightly lighter gray. And we'll add in some streaks and stuff on it. Headlights. Headlights will do the same color as the windscreen. And lighter gray. Hubcaps. Rest is red. Oh, so gotta add in extra line here because side mirrors are not all red. They are black on the arm going into red. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, we need yellow. Ferrari emblem, and then that on the wheels as well, which I forgot to put in. Do it on the back wheel either. Mamma mia. Okay. Those in. And our red. Baby. It's looking like a car. That's a good sign. Okay. So now we will start coloring him in. Do sort of turtleneck in darker color. It's gonna be wearing sort of like a bone color. Suit. Driving suit. Give him black shoes. And the middle line of the Italian flag is white. Katie, you popped in. Hello. Have to look up what color order is the Italian flag. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, it's green, white, red. I was gonna do red, white, green. That is okay. Green, white, red. green, white, red. Again, I'm trying to conserve colors as much as possible, or reuse colors as much as possible, because it just makes everything so much easier. Okay. Right. Skin color. Okay. And hair color is like a dark brown. Okay. And this is my favorite part, turning off the strokes around it, and you can just see the color. Oh, forgot his eyebrows. And missed a bit of tan there. I think that's pretty good. Might make it, you know, I might stretch it full width. This is the most important part of the entire poster. So we will do red or La Ferrari. And that's going to be up in the sky. Monaco is going to be up in the sky. So I think those will end up being, you know, Monaco we might do in the yellow. And January 15th will be white. Or we'll do the bone, this bony color. And we'll do the design in color as well. Or that might not work once we have the background idea, but off to a good start. It's looking, it looks like a car. That looks like a dude. Issues a bit of hand. Don't know what that means. All right, so we have written Monaco, and we now must draw it. So this is very heavily based off of I did miss a bit of ham there. So yes, I have never been to Monaco, so I am basing what it looks like purely off of other travel posters. So hopefully this is a pretty good representation of the city. Not the city. Is Monaco a country? I don't know. Should know these things. But we're gonna start drawing. Okay. 2 point. Okay. Is Monaco a that's gonna bug me. Is Monaco is a country. Second smallest independent state in the world. Will all be good to know. I feel like I knew that, but in the moment. In the moment, I'm unable to produce that information. Okay. So yeah, this illustration is based very heavily on posters for the Monaco Grand Prix. Old tribal posters for it. I don't think this is what Monaco looks... Well, I'm sure it looks similar, but I think all those posters were from the 30s, so I think probably things have changed a little bit since then. But they are by the water, I have figured out. And looks like the Grand Prix takes place by the water. So off to this side here will be the water. To the right and to the left is what appears to be city walls of some kind, and the track that the cars drive on. Some lights. Birds up in the sky, lots of palm trees, lots of vegetation. Everything is very monochromatic, like light colored buildings, so, or at least in the posters they are. Very, very pretty. Lots of archways, it seems. Yeah, I'm like I said, this is very heavily based off of existing posters. So I love travel posters, but like I don't know whether I am at the... I don't know whether I could produce my own. That style of illustration I love so much, but it's so reductive, but like not in a negative way. Like it's able to take so much and reduce it into just like blocks of color, and you know, the architecture and everything. Like it's very involved. I don't know whether I could do it myself, so that's why this one is very much a... They say that, what is it? Copying is the sincerest form of flattery. Let's just say that this is that. I struggle with that aspect of art, because I know like, did I trace that car? Yes. But then I'm doing quite a bit to it after the fact. So like, does that initial step make it less art? I don't know. This poster is based very heavily on an existing poster, but like I drew from that poster a new illustration. Like, does it... I don't know. Like in some of my racograph prints that I've done for, you know, like downtown St. Catharines, and did the Beamsville Secondary School and the West Lincoln Memorial Hospital. For those, I was using pictures of the sky, but then I, you know, modified them in Photoshop, turned them into halftone versions of themselves, and then applied that as a texture onto the background of my illustration. And it's like, does that count as something I did? I don't know. So yeah, I struggle with that a lot. Like, I don't know whether I don't want to be seen as taking shortcuts or ripping off other people's work. I don't think that I am. I guess the fact that I'm thinking about this maybe means that I'm not, like, the fact that I have a conscience about it maybe means that I'm not doing it and I'm just thinking too hard about it, but yeah. Anyways, here's a palm tree coming out of this guy's head. So yes, lots of stepped buildings. Going up curves. Lots of archways. Yeah. I hear you, Johnny. Like, it's... I feel like were I just tracing, you know? Here's this illustration. I'm going to open it in Illustrator. I'm going to trace over top of it. I'm going to call it my own. I don't think that I think that, like, that is... That's a no-no. But, like, what I've done here, I think there's shades of gray. For sure. I don't know. Getting kind of philosophical into art on this stream. What does it mean to be an artist? Katie and I rewatched the first Jackass movie last night. Holds up. Although now, as an older person, the shenanigans that these men get into, I feel more for the people more for the people who are in the situation that don't want to be, like the bystanders and stuff, than I did as a younger person. I don't know. All the people on the street that they go up and harass. I mean, it's all in good fun, but like... The weekend's all messed up. I'm used to football being on Sunday. Bills played today. I got a whole extra day a weekend. Gonna watch the Browns game tomorrow. How crazy would it be? The Bills have now advanced to the divisional round. How crazy would it be if the Browns did as well? The worst, like, objectively the worst team in football for the last, however many years. Well, they've been bad for a long time, but the worst for the last few years. Finally make it into the playoffs. And they're playing Pittsburgh, so I hope they beat them. I do not like Pittsburgh. Also, Pittsburgh's won enough, you know? When you're the winningest franchise in NFL history, I don't think you need any more. These are Joe's hot sports takes. Thanks for tuning in. Alright. Let's see here. Drawn window. From what I saw in the other travel posters, there's lots of levels of vegetation. As they go up these sort of angled, or the curved walls, and up the inclines here. It's just lots of trees and shrubs and everything, so I'm trying to do as much of that as I can too. Mikey and I started watching the Aquabat Super Show yesterday, because there's the Shout TV app on the Roku that we have, and on there all of the stuff that they've put out DVDs for, they have on their streaming as well. So like, I got it because it's got Mystery Science Theater on there, which I love. They had Aquabats on there too, and I figured, hey, this is a kid's show like this. I was right. He loved it. Just like the right amount of cheese. It's like what I would, as a kid, I think the 60s Batman show was like that niche for me. To play that on YTV over the summer, or might not have been over the summer, but like they used to play that on YTV, and I would like rush home to watch that. Loved it. Okay. How we doing here? Oh, we're reaching the top. Over on this left side here by the car, I had I think I was gonna add some vegetation, but I don't know whether I will. I might just leave that as is. Okay, so put some... Oh yeah, 60s Batman is so good. I hated the Schumacher movies, but like, looking back at them now, that's as close to the 60s show that we got. And if you look at it through that lens, they're great. They're just silly Batman movies, but I think after, you know, the Tim Burton movies, nobody wanted that. The Batman Brave and the Bold cartoon is very much in that vein. Very campy, and it's like focuses exclusively on like weird heroes and villains from like the DC universe. Worth a watch for sure. Okay. Palm tree. Yeah, I'm with you, Johnny. I think his version of Gotham City is, I think, the best. Like, just this sprawling, epic, architecturally weird city is so cool. Batman Begins was Batman Begins is sort of similar in that vein, with like that weird public transportation system that was like a big part of the movie. Like that was I think the closest to sort of a weird Gotham City as we got. That's a messed up looking palm tree. We're gonna delete that completely. Start anew. One is not much better, but it is better. Not by much, but I liked Val Kilmer. George Clooney, not so much. But yes, Val Kilmer, I think, was... I think he was great. He was a good Bruce Wayne. I don't know if he was a great Batman, but he was a good Bruce Wayne. He played the like charismatic, handsome playboy thing very well. Okay. So I think this will get us to a point where we can start at least blocking in some color. So let's do that. Okay. So I'm gonna move the text to its own layer. What am I still? Oh. Okay. Put the text on its own layer and lock that. All the rest of this can make one big live paint. And let's start plucking in some color. So we want blue for the water, a bold choice. A lighter blue for the sky. Still white. Okay. Probably gonna have to revisit these colors for the text, but this is how we learn. Okay. So, want a dark gray-y green for vegetation. Got a big palm tree in the front here. Palm trees and stuff here. Already coming along nicely. Happy with that. I might remove the palm tree that is sticking out of its head. Sounds like Metal Gear Solid. Okay. Should not be a palm tree sticking out of its head. Okay. This. Okay, so then the rest of this is going to be just varying bits of beige. Exciting. Okay. Yeah, Val Kilmer didn't fit the suit that great. Or he didn't look good his face didn't look good in the cowl. Which might have just been a result of the cowl itself. Not his fault. Alrighty, let's pick some nice yellowy beiges. I want. There is our color. Go darker for the seawall. Darker still for that. Okay. just filling in colors. Seeing where we land. This is by no means the exact colors I'll be using, and I'm sure there's going to be quite a bit of tweaking. But this will at least get us an idea of what we're working with here. These need to go to it. Windows, I'm gonna have to do a darker brown. Well, thanks for coming, Johnny and Aaron. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a great night. Send a picture of the finished product once it's done. Still not 100% sure what I'm going to do up here, or in the top left. I think I need another building, but I don't know what it will look like. Get an even darker brown. There, there, and there. Let's turn off the strokes and see how we're looking. Pretty good. I think. I might lighten this green. And of course there's shading that. We will get there. Okay. Try lighter. Yeah, I like that. I think we're going to use the watercolor for the sky. And we will darken up that water. Yeah. Okay. Let's revisit these colors here, I think. The designed should be look good with the green. Yeah. Oh, and then we got like Italian colors. Beautiful. So you know what? Let's use this green that we're using here. It's the stripe for the Italian flag. Try and keep everything consistent. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Still not quite sure what I'm gonna do up here. Nobody's here, so I don't know why I'm still talking, but maybe someone will watch this later. Sorry, since no one's watching, I figured I could just check my phone, but for you, the after the fact viewer that I'm sure is watching, try and keep things interesting here. Okay. Let's see here. Think. Ring. Bring this in. So we can end. The vegetation. The wall. That's a nice break there. Okay. This point is too sharp. Could go all the way back. Oop. I think I need to what am I gonna do here? Okay, first things first. Let's curve off this point here because it's too strong of a a look at a or the poster I facing this of. Let's see. I think sort of faded into white at the top, and as did the building. Oh, they were covered by the palm tree leaves. So should I maybe do another palm tree leaf behind the text? Good idea. I can. Yeah. So if I do. Something like this. And then we'll add in some cuts into it. Perfect. Live. Okay. All right. It's all right. Yeah, it's good. Extend this up. Looks okay behind the text, which is important. Still want the text to be legible. Then let's turn, see what we have in the live. Okay, we're gonna want some buildings going this way. Okay. It's gonna pick things here. They look like some curved windows in. Just make some copies. Okay. That should. Yeah, that'll fill that in. My comma is part of the live paint. I don't want that. My text. Okay. And then this we can color the same color as this curved wall here, which is lighter than the buildings in front of it. That. I think I need to do a couple different shades of brown for these windows because they're all looking too similar. Okay, turn off the strokes and see where we're at. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this curve. Don't want going through the windshield. Bring the windshield to the side mirror, so put it up. It all still works. Just go big with that. Okay. I think those are our solid colors. Now we're going to start adding in the shadows and any line work. So we're going to try and do minimally. So, this is what I said earlier. This is what I'm going to do is I'm going to be just drawing freehand over top of the live paint. And we're going to add that into the live paint as extra boundaries for the shadows. So we'll start with the ear, I guess. Why not? And I mean, I'm no sure these shadows do not make sense. Hair is already pretty dark. Probably don't need to do anything with that one. But with this dirt, we're gonna want to add in shadows. All along to show wrinkles and stuff. Okay. Gonna want to show the lines on the live pane just so I can see what we got. Okay. Oh. Okay. That should be the shadow lines for the suit. And let's do the car. Well, no, car's gonna take a while. So let's do the ground. So that. For the windscreen, we're just gonna do these curvy lines. Try to do a couple different colors. With pull up a picture of the my phone just so I don't have to keep going over to the side. Okay. So we are going to want something like that. Okay, I change this color because it's not looking good on the red. that. Here. Gonna want something there. Gonna just do this whole section. This kind of comes out here. It's gonna be there. E. Okay. And add it. Where the lights would be. Okay. Select same stroke color. Cut it. Got it all on one layer. So I can just do that. Cut it. Go into the live paint, paste it in. Now I've got all my additional areas that I can fill in to add the shading in. Okay, so let's do it is jacket. Windscreen, we're gonna go a little bit lighter. These ones, and then go a little bit darker for these ones. Okay. Don't know if I like that, but we will see. Go darker for both. Yeah. Okay. The shadows on the car. Am I out of music? Did I listen to it all? Just a bunch of silence. Full streaming, that's good. Okay. Color is face shadows. Okay. Let's turn off. Looking pretty good. Whoa. Little triangles. Get me every time. Okay. Not sure about that windscreen. Do we make it all one color? Yeah. Except now, the color I should use it looks. Yeah. You're slowly getting it. So we are going to add. We're going to do some more shadows. Nice curved one along the edge here. I want some tops of all the buildings. Underneath the windows up here. And above those. Final here. Yeah, with this style, you just want to go just far enough that there's like you understand where things sort of begin and end. But the charm comes from, at least in my opinion, the fact that it's been reduced in. It's been simplified so much. So I'm just adding little bits of interest here and there along this curve here. Okay. Tapering curve. And you know, all of these are going to be using the same colors we've used for shadows elsewhere. But just a little extra, you know? And then I think the shadows on his face are too dark. It's better, I think. I assure you, he will eventually get eyes. Not just yet. Okay. I don't know how I feel about this windshield. Better with just two. Yeah. It's better. Okay. So let's pull all of these into the live paint. And start coloring it in. So yeah, you can see I'm using the same shadow colors for these buildings that we've used elsewhere, but just to add a little interest on the front of the buildings with it. Showing like, it wouldn't be panel lines, but like where bits of architecture or where stories end and that kind of stuff. One thing about live paint is if you are selecting it and you change the foreground or you change your color, it will fill in everything with that color. Make sure that you are not selecting it by accident. Should use the same color. Okay. Turn that off. Yeah, and that adds just a little extra. I think I might go two-tone with the foliage. Because it's, as much as I like it, I think it needs a little extra. So we'll do this top leaf a different color. Yeah. We'll make the trees darker. There. This is really coming along. Very happy with it. Okay, that's good. Trying to think what else I want to do. I want to add some birds in the sky. I want to add like the Monaco in yellow. I don't know if I do. Maybe that should be the white as well. Excuse me. I gotta fix up this kerning a little bit.
All right.
One thing I do a lot is make people's heads really big. I think his head's a little too big. So, I think we'll shrink that a little bit. We will select just the lines of his head. This is why I love working with vectors so much. Because I am a bit of a perfectionist. And having the ability to tweak everything at any point. Important to me. Oh, I missed an eyebrow. Right. Get that. So let's get that eyebrow. But as you see, that broke a bunch of other stuff, but we will fix it, don't you worry. Okay. That head is more human. More like a human head. Okay. What did I do? This line. Okay. Yeah. Deselect. Let's just turn on all of the strokes just so I can see where everything is. But I need to fix. This needs to come down here now. This needs to come down. This needs to go there. And this needs to come down. Okay. Ear. Face. Foliage. Wall. Wall. Yeah. Very happy with this. Okay. So I think do his eyes and mouth. Eyes. I'm gonna try and again, I'm gonna try and keep these simple. Work on a different here, so we don't miss anything. Okay. One thing I was told to add in was a dimple. I'll make him smiling. Creepy. Okay. Pull those into the light. Boom. Also, his dimple. Just on the one side. Again, trying to reuse as many colors as I can. I think that nose needs to be tweaked a little bit. It seems a little wide. Not crazy about these eyes. I know I'm trying to keep it simple, but I don't know. I think it's, yeah, I think it works. Gotta fix that mouth. Eyes. Mouth. Bring this a little bit. Have a nice big smile. I think we need line. Top of the mouth. Someone's watching. Hello. think I'm nearing the end, which is nice. Okay. It's also late. Okay. Eyebrows need to be a They really do not like that mouth. Oh my goodness. Why can I not draw a mouth? It's just too far down. Okay. I think this can be salvaged. Okay. Grab the outside of the mouth, teeth, and the inside. Stretch it up. Ugh. Why is it so bad? Why am I doing this so badly? Help me. Help me, single viewer. What can I do? I don't know. Is it because... teeth need to be bigger? Just not feeling it. I think the teeth going all the way across maybe is what's doing it. Doesn't space between the top teeth. It does. Won't know until we zoom out. It looks good zoomed in. You see it as a whole. I think that's okay. Once I start getting to the end, that's when it starts getting into just like minor stuff. Done the lion's share of the work here, you know, and I'm very happy with it. turned out quite nicely. So, I think the last things I'm going to do are... I think I'm going to change the color of the ground to give me a little more difference between his skin and the ground. That will give me a little more difference between the buildings as well. Works. Now means I need to change the color of the shadow. Oh wait, should use this color then, so that I'm reusing colors as much as I can. Okay, this shadow color, seawall color, shadow. Okay, that works. Some birds in the sky. Try to reuse assets as much as I can. Really just makes everything go so much faster. Okay, do 3 birds. Come down. Do 1. Tiny. Here. 2. 1. Just go crazy, you know. Okay. I feel like when you're a kid, this is the first way you learn how to draw birds. And then it's like you shy away from it because it's like, oh, I draw a real bird. I want to be more accurate in my drawings. And now it's just like, yeah, no, far away, they look like bees in the sky. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Don't want them to be yellow. I want them to be this white color. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to do, add a little bit of waves of water. Here's how I'm going to do. Draw a bunch of lines. These will be the base of our waves, and then I will go in with the pencil and just do squiggles. Do I know if this will look good? No. But this was the first thing that popped into my head as to how to do these waves. So that is what I am going to try. Doesn't take me too long. Okay. We're gonna do those as their own. No, we're not. Okay. As this is supposed to be showing distance, these should get closer together and thinner the further out they are. The taller they should be. We're reaching the end, folks. I do this a few times, but paste those in, and we are going to use the sky color as our waves color. Probably have some going up against the shore there as well. Okay, let's see, how does that look with the strokes turned up? That looks pretty good. Right. What we're gonna do now, a little trick I use a lot. Transform, reflect, vertical. So I've just duplicated everything, but they are going in the opposite direction. So at a glance, it does not look like the exact same thing. Reuse something I've already done. Not have to redraw it, which could take literally seconds. Time is money. Hey, very rich. It's a dumb joke. Rich in time. Okay. Okay. Here. Here. So now, $10 million question. $100,000 question? I feel like there's a big jump between those two numbers. Anyways, do I make it the same color? Select same stroke color. So do I make it the same color as the other waves? Do I make it a different color? Let's try same first. So again, I'm trying to reduce the amount of colors I use on this. That is the style that's sort of the guiding principle of these travel posters. Okay. Sure. Looking okay. Still not sure whether I'm gonna stick with color. Let's try doing a couple of these in white. This white bone color. Oop, no, not the whole sea. I like that. Yes. Yes, I do. Okay, I'm just gonna stretch a couple just to make. Some of these too tall. Too pointy. Another tool I use is the roughen tool in Illustrator. Take a path and add. It will roughen it basically. So like if I were to take a line like so, take a line, go to effects, distort and transform, and roughen. I can. Oh, it did it to everything. Oh no. Oh, because I'm in the live paint. Okay. Oy, oy, oy. Okay. Okay. Anyway, you saw it. It roughens, and you can either do smooth or you can do jagged edges. That can come in handy, especially if you need a lot of lines. But you know, I think I don't know if I like this one. Of that. I want that touching the shore. I don't know if I want any touching the shore. Come down. You come down here. You know, I think that's it. I think we're gonna call it a night. Might have to, as this is a commission, there might be some tweaks that need to be made, but that's looking pretty good. How long have I been streaming? 3 hours. Whew. Fix this nose. Nose is too wide. Still not happy with this mouth, my goodness. Here we go. You zoom, fit artboard and window. Like that's it. I think we will call that a night. Well, thank you everybody who tuned in. And yeah, I'm gonna call it an evening. It is now Sunday. Started on Saturday, finished on Sunday. Thanks again. Have a great morning. And I'll see you on the next stream. Bye-bye.